Got ourselves a Tiguan here, and oh, come on now, DiagnoseDan. What's the odds? Really? Look at this. Come on now. Well, if you guys are like me, you watch DiagnoseDan, because love the guy, super awesome. And you might have already seen just the other day he'd done a video with basically this same concern. So you ought to know this is where we need to go. The gateway module. That's our first stop, where we need to go. And yeah, do our checks there. See if we can figure out what's wrong with this thing, why we can't communicate with anything on the car. So, as he showed, the gateway module is down under the dash above the gas pedal. Right there, that red tab. That's the gateway module. That's what we need to get to and do some testing. Alright, so we've got a wiring diagram pulled up here, and we can see our data bus onboard diagnostic interface, which is basically the gateway. It has a 5-amp fuse going to pin 1, and then pin 11 is ground. So let's do our testing here. And up here's the connector. I know you guys ain't gonna be able to see this very good, but on the connector, it's actually got a 1 here and a 10 there, or 11 there. So I know this is gonna be my pin 1 and pin 11. So on the meter here, you can see we got 13 volts because I've got my van over there hooked up, charging the battery up. And we're just going to take a test light and make sure this stays there. So there we go. Got good power, good ground. Now there's also another wire here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but on the screen capture is pin 14, that's black and white, that actually runs up to this fuse panel, and it's got a 10-amp fuse going to it. And we need to check that and make sure that is also good. So I'm just going to move my positive lead, and on the connector up here, just going to count it from 11, 12, 13, and 14. So there we go. We still got voltage, and check it with our test light. If I miss my test light up here, there we go. And still got power. So now we just need to check our data going from our DLC pin 6 and 14 up to the gateway module. So pin 14 is going up and around to pin 9 on the gateway module, and 6 is going to pin 19. So 9 and 19, that's going to be pretty easy to figure out. This is a 20 pin plug, so they are both on top of each other, and they're the next to last pins at the end of the connector. And on our meter here, we actually don't have anything. Well, that's because there's no network activity. So on the scan tool, we need to go in and let's just try to communicate with the gateway module. And you see we get this voltage. That means we're getting data packets to there from the scan tool. So data lines to it should be good, because we've seen no activity here, and then once it started to try to communicate, we've seen our 1.5 volts. And if you know CAN bus very much, you know it works on a 1.5 volt swing basically. So there we go. We have confirmed this module is bad, and just like the one DiagnoseDan had, this one is completely clean. There's no signs of corrosion or damage or anything like that. So this thing is just bad. Now, what it could be is this chip, I'm sure, is just a big CAN bus chip basically, because normally I would see like a little 8-pin chip, kind of looks like an EEPROM. This one isn't actually an EEPROM. This one's a 25320 EEPROM, but I would expect to see like some of these to be handling the CAN transceiver stuff, because CAN transceivers are usually like a little 8-pin chip like that. But these right here, I'm pretty sure the technical term for these are called octo oscillators, and this is actually a CAN bus line, a CAN bus line, a CAN bus line. There we go. So there's 5 CAN bus lines coming into this, and if we looked, there's probably some terminating resistors on some of these. I'd have to get my meter and really check this thing over really well, but I know there's 5 CAN bus lines coming into this or back out of it, however you want to look at it, just based off of those right there. And let me zoom you in here and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. You see how there's 2 lines coming into the top of this and then 2 lines coming out the bottom? That's pretty much how I know that's an octo oscillator for the CAN bus. I just see that quite often. You'll usually see these pretty close to a CAN bus chip. So this chip right here, I bet if we looked up a data sheet for it, it is probably handling all of the CAN bus transmission and receiving, since it looks like the traces all are going to this chip, and then it is then relaying that to the MCU chip here. And then let's see, can you guys see that? There we go, Atmel 25320AN. That's an EEPROM. You can see the side of this, the coil of wire in those oscillators, octo oscillators. Oh, there we have it. DiagnoseDan was right again. Of course, he's always right. Dude's super smart. This is actually a kind of a common failure with Volkswagen for some reason. Usually I do see these with just some cracked solder joints or something. And usually I can just give them a good little love tap and they will come back online and communicate. This one is not so lucky. So we will try to get one of these things and see about getting it in and programming it. Well, we got a runner now. I took the board out and got a hold of it with some hot air and some flux, and basically reflowed the MCU chip in the EEPROM, and I mean, now we're running. Let me hook the scan tool back up, see if we got communication with everything. All right, we're gonna see if it auto IDs the VIN. Before it wouldn't. Just now got connected to that, so let's see if it gets the VIN. Oh, it does. Got it. So I actually had to manually enter the VIN before. So let's hit scan. Get a pre-scan on this, and we got a check engine light and some other stuff going on. So I'm sure we're gonna have plenty of codes in this thing. So smart scan. Now when these modules wasn't talking, this thing took forever. So, oh man, 20 codes. I'm not sure how fast it's gonna go with everything talking, but we'll let this finish and I'll bring you guys back. So now that we got the gateway talking, you can tell there's actually a lot less modules on here, and that's because the gateway knows kind of what the car should be built with, and it basically turns off most of everything else. We got a few things that are no comm that are probably not applicable to this vehicle, but without the gateway, the scan tool is just going to scan for everything. But pre-scan and this scan looks completely different, especially down here on the can info. If I remember right, there was a bunch more stuff here, so might have to do a side-by-side comparison of these two. So I went through and cleared the codes, and we got this light flashing here because, well, it ain't got no coolant in it. But anyways, I cleared everything, rescanned it. We got one code here for radio. Well, we got an aftermarket radio. So this down here is infotainment stuff. So radio codes, more radio audio codes, instrument panel dimmer switch and bulb for right front parking lot, so not important. And electromechanical parking brake button, well, that's down here, a little cruddy down there, so yeah. But she's a runner. She runs. She's got some issues though. Poor old Tiguan's got a pretty bad oil leak, and like I said, there's no coolant in it. But look at this nasty mess. Yeah. I done what I needed to though. The car's running. I am, by the way, I did check the oil, make sure there was oil in it before I started it. Actually, before I even cranked it over, I checked the oil. But I'm still going to recommend getting a new gateway module, because I likely might have fixed this one or temporarily patched it. I don't really know. Literally all I've done was put some flux around the components, went around it with hot air until everything liquefied, and then let it cool back off. So I really don't know. Maybe there was some kind of connection issue with the MCU chip. I don't know. I didn't check it really too much. I just was like, let's just try it, and she runs now. But still gonna recommend a gateway module to fix it, at least until that one goes bad. But yeah, that's it for the car. I do have something coming up. I've been given the okay to tell you guys that Black Friday, Topdon is doing some specials. I can't tell you prices yet because they don't even know yet what they're going to do. They're still working on it, and as soon as they give me the prices that I can give to you guys, I will do another video specifically for their Black Friday deals, telling you what's going on, where you get it, and all the good stuff to go along with it. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you guys later.